ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखाया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्वेषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवे प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। With much gratitude, I am so happy to be with all of you this morning. Lord Chaitanya, he taught the principle of seeing everyone with an equal vision. Seeing that every living being, wherever there is life, there is the sacred presence of a part of God. And he taught that this simple method of chanting God's name with a sincere heart and by living in a spirit of good character, a spirit of servitude rather than exploitation, was a way that natural bhakti awakens within our heart. He taught that bhakti is a process and that bhakti is also the goal of the process. By regulating our lives, sometimes as a discipline, to refrain from those wandering, unfavorable inclinations of the mind, and replacing them with favorable, healthy words, activities, and thoughts that illuminate our consciousness. We come to the platform of pure, spontaneous love. One time, somebody asked my beloved Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, what is the goal you hope to achieve by this chanting of Hare Krishna? And his reply was to chant Hare Krishna. The way and the means and the ends are the same. Now we are chanting to cleanse our heart. But when the heart is actually clean, then we celebrate forever in ecstatic love the beauty and the glory of the Lord by chanting. One is a method, a discipline of yoga, and the other is we do the same thing, but in the ecstasy of spontaneous love. While Lord Chaitanya was living in Navadvip of Bengal, there were so many incredible, beautiful moments that appeared in such varieties of ways. One time he and his devotees were performing kirtan through the countryside. It was the summer season, very hot. And the devotees were quite thirsty and hungry by some mysterious reason. And there was nothing around. And Lord Chaitanya happened to see just a discarded mango seed just laying there. Because usually we eat the mangoes and then we throw the seed away. People don't see much value in such things. But with his beautiful golden hand, he took that mango seed and pushed. He didn't even have to dig. He just pushed it in the ground and told everyone, chant Hare Krishna. And as they were chanting, a little sprout came out of the ground, and then a bush, and then a tree. And within a matter of minutes, it was a massive, gigantic mango tree with thousands of fruits. And they saw them within seconds become fully ripe. And then Gauranga himself collected many mangoes and served them to all the people in the chanting party. With his own hands, he was serving. And he said, now let us eat these mangoes and be happy. They were stunned because the mangoes had no seed and no skin. They were just mango. And there were no black spots or anything like that. They were really perfect, divine mangoes. And they started eating, and nobody could eat more than one because it was so totally satisfied. It tastes like nectar. It literally intoxicated them. But he didn't put any LSD or anything like that in. They were intoxicated by his love. He put his heart, he put his bhava, his divine love into each mango and served it. And as they were eating it, they were tasting that. Their hearts were erupting in ecstasy. They were crying as they were eating these mangoes. And it is explained that no person could eat more than one mango because it completely satisfied their body, their mind, their hearts, and their very atmas or souls. And can you imagine the kirtan they had after eating those mangoes? We can imagine. They were dancing, they were singing, and they were inviting the whole world, please come. Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari. There's so many frustrations and sorrows in this world and so many limitations. You can do what you're doing. Grihe tako vane tako satta hari bole tako suke duke bulo nako varane hari nam korore. Lord Chaitanya would call out to people like this. You could be a swami, a sannyasi, a monk, or a celibate living in the forest or in a monastery, ashram. Or you can be a family person with a husband or a wife and a job and children. It seems like it's very entangling. One of our wonderful yoga teacher, divine goddess ladies, was asking yesterday that it's so difficult to try to practice spirituality when you have little babies running around and so many responsibilities that seem to be 24 hours a day. But Lord Chaitanya said, that's fine. Whatever your place in society may be, whatever your responsibilities, just live in a mood of service. Live with character and chant these names of the Lord. And you will rise above all the temporary flickering forms of happiness and distress and taste the sweetness of the Atma, the sweetness of the soul. The mango of divine love. The mango of bhava. And common people were coming up to him. Sometimes they were great, great scholars of Vedanta. Sometimes they were teachers with thousands and thousands of students. Sometimes little shopkeepers or mothers. Or people just, sweeping the bathing ghats. They were so deeply moved by Lord Gauranga's kindness, his compassion, his love for everyone, that they would come to his home in the morning with gifts, simple things, some leaves, or some flowers, or a little fruit. Some people, if they had nothing else, they would just go to the Ganga, which flowed right outside his house, a few minutes away, and they would just take a little pot of Ganga water and offer it to him. Patram pushpam palam toyam. Whatever is offered with devotion is accepted as the most valuable thing in creation by the Lord. Gauranga said that within all the wealth, all the property, all the jewels and the gold and the buildings and everything in the entire, not universe, but creation, I do not see to have a comparable value as the sincere devotion of even a single devotee. It means more to me than all of that. So the Lord gave him simple instruction. Whether you're eating or walking or sitting, just chant these names. And sometimes if you could come together, if you have instruments, play mridangas, play kartals, play horns, play stringed instruments, and chant together. And if there are no instruments, just clap your hands and chant. There's no hard and fast rules. Anytime, anywhere. And there are so many beautiful names of God. Chant the names of Hari and be happy. So people were doing that everywhere. Navadvip, wherever you go, there was little kirtans, big kirtans. People were just happy together. But the ruler of the time was a very sectarian, fundamentalist person who was against that particular system. It's a long, beautiful story. But he made laws against kirtan. He made laws against any faith other than his own. And he started persecuting, beating, imprisoning, taking the mridanga drums and breaking them. And people were coming to Lord Gauranga and saying, you know, what are we going to do? He said, don't worry, just go on chanting. They said, but you know, but what about, you know, they're taking our property away? He said, just go on chanting.